No more changing vectors.
Hello, me again. That is a most appropriate greeting today, folks, because we're going to be watching episode 6 of season 8 of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, and oh my goodness, so much stuff. I do know a little bit more than I have the previous couple times, but I'm okay with that this time. I've heard that this is a CMC episode, which automatically I'm okay with. Let me just adjust something here. Right, but like I really like the idea of it being a CMC episode, of course. But from there, I've seen 2 screenshots. One of them is the thumbnail for the downloaded video, and that shows Twilight and the map, which makes me super, super excited because, like, I mean, it's been on my list. It's been on my list since the beginning of season 6 that I want to see a CMC map episode, and like we might be getting it here. Where is that one? Then second thing on the list. So yeah, okay. So I'm super excited for that, but the title as well as the second thumbnail kind of give me a hint as to what it's going to be about, because the title is let me just make sure here. Surf and or turf. Which makes me think seafood, which I really kind of want seafood now. But whatever. Obviously that is the pun of the title there. Surf and turf dinner, you know, you get some land food, you get some seafood, mix it up. Really nice. Great for carnivores like me. But no, blah blah blah. From that title and then the other thumbnail that I saw, I know that this episode is going to involve the hippogriffs / sea ponies, whatever you want to call them. I don't like the fact that they seem to be representing like these as actual sea ponies. I kind of would have preferred the hippogriffs and the sea ponies to be 2 separate things, but whatever. This also reminds me of something I saw a while back. Thumbnails for the season 8 trailer that I never watched because I wanted to remain unspoiled. But in the thumbnail for that, thumbnails for the trailers, I kept seeing looked like Twilight and Sweetie Belle as sea ponies. So maybe that's from this episode. Probably. It would make sense anyways. I mean, I can't imagine there are 2 episodes where both Twilight and the CMC are involved with sea ponies. But I won't know until I actually watch the episode, and I'm super excited to watch the episode, so let's watch the episode, and we'll be starting the video in 3, 2, 1, play. Their butts are glowing.
Happens when you're summoned by the map.
Yay!
Needs our help? We're being called by the map? Did I mention we're glowing?
Back to this again.
So,
It's
where
cute.
exactly in Equestria are we needed? Actually, where you're going isn't even in Equestria.
They're like, what?
It's almost off the table. But what's way out there? Mount Eris, the home of the hippogriffs, and that's where you're headed.
But you need adult supervision. Twilight's gonna go with him. My little pony, my little pony. Still love this new intro. So cool. But yeah, I can imagine that Twilight is going to go there with what's her name? Silverstream? Right? That's gotta be it. That sounds like it's it. So yeah, they're gonna head out there to the hippogriffs, and it's gonna be so much fun, most likely. Oh my god, the new intro is just so cool. Oh, Dinky and Amethyst together again, and Lyra's not with Bonbon. Yes, I'm upset by that. Don't know this person.
I know that. I'm not so sure the pony
Yeah.
you want you going off so far in your own.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's some things I need to
Just-
take care of on Mount Eris.
Oh?
This permission slip is for Silverstream. It's very important that her mother and father sign it, or else no field trips. Sounds like some pony just wants a vacation.
Or just an excuse to go.
Okay, yes, I have been wanting to visit.
Where did she put that? She's not wearing a saddlebag. Did she just literally stuff it up her butt? Because that's kind of what it looked like.
Silverstream's brother is going to meet us there.
Oh?
Take us to their houses.
Brother?
Wow, they have more than one house? I guess so. The social structure of the hippogriffs and sea ponies is a bit of a mystery.
All aboard. Last stop.
So what about that, Oh, okay, I think I see where they're going with this. Like, it's, the hippogriffs took shelter with the already established sea pony, society that maybe didn't have a queen. So Queen Nova just kind of took over.
Like being a hippogriff. Part bird, part pony. I'm happy with just my pony parts, thanks.
Oh, that's gonna get taken out of context so much.
The hippogriffs all once lived happily on Mount Eris. But when the Storm King invaded, they used a magic pearl to turn into sea ponies and escape to the underwater safety of Sequestria.
Oh.
Then, in the
Gotta.
Battle of Canterlot, when Applejack defeated the Storm King... Wait, what? She told you she defeated him? By herself? Maybe she didn't say that exactly, but it makes for a better story.
Final stop.
Sure does.
Paris Station.
Why are there so many ponies still on if it's the final stop? Also, oh, they must have established a bridge then, at some point. Guess, like, they're recolonizing it, sort of? I mean, we don't know how long they weren't on there. Oh,
Alright, so what
Okay.
kind of cutie mark related friendship problem do you think we're supposed to solve?
I don't know, but hippogriffs don't have cutie marks, so it might not have anything to do with that at all.
yeah, their butts are bare.
Still, the map called us, so it must be a kind of problem that only we can solve.
Well, obviously.
Go Crusaders!
How do we know exactly who we're supposed to help?
No, that's not how you do it. You don't just announce everything. You just go with the flow. Nope.
That's all I got.
Oh, Scootaloo. So straightforward. So, no imagination.
An address? The map doesn't really work like that, but I'm sure you and whoever needs help will find each other.
Yeah, that's generally how it works. Okay, that animation of going downstairs was a little bit odd, but pretty cool.
Over here. Sorry I'm late.
Aw,
Silverstream's brother.
he's adorable.
A hippogriff can have a sea pony for a brother? How does that work exactly?
Shh! It's rude to ask a question like that. Whoa!
Yeah, they got those transformation trinkets there.
Can I ask now?
It is kind of strange. See, after the Storm King was defeated, the sea ponies didn't have to hide anymore. So some of them changed back to hippogriffs and went home to Mount Eris.
But others got used to living under the water and stayed in Sequestria.
Mm-hmm.
And me?
That makes sense.
Well, I kind of go back and forth. With this, it's a tiny piece of the magic pearl. It was split up among our kingdoms.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm pretty eager to
But
see
what
the
happens
village.
when you get more hippogriffs? Like,
Get this form signed and research. So,
Twilight.
you know if they have a problem they need help.
I'm sure you don't need to visit under pretense, but I suppose you just have to have the pretense to get away from the school.
It's a great place to live.
I'm sure it is now that it's not covered in cobwebs and crap anymore. Yeah, looks pretty nice. Aw, that was cute. I just saw the little tiny ones.
Amazing. Last time I was here, it was a ghost town.
Yeah, Queen Nova thought it was important to return our village to its former glory.
Village? I thought it was a city, and whoa. Really is different. The, Griffins could, stand to learn a lesson.
Now, I officially open the Glad to Be a Hippogriff Festival.
The what? Okay, what are we doing here? Are we racing? Rainbow Dash might want in on this. I mean,
That's a good day to show up.
Not really. We do this every weekend. Hippogriffs really like being hippogriffs.
oh, okay. So,
There's my boy.
oh, that's his dad. Interesting.
Haven't seen you in days, son. Wish you'd come around more often.
Oh,
Is there some kind of thing where it's like they look down on the ones who chose to remain underwater?
Princess Twilight Sparkle.
What the hell was that noise?
Every grip. Princess Twilight.
Jeez!
She's Silverstream's teacher. Here to take in the marvel that is Mount Eris, Your Highness?
Absolutely. And to have you sign a form for Silverstream.
Glad to. But first, let's show the princess some real Mount Eris hospitality.
I think I see where. Yeah, I think I'm right. Like, these ones who are living on Mount Eris kind of look down on the ones who chose to stay underwater, and vice versa. And only a few, like him, maybe like Silverstream too,
Outgoing, isn't he?
he's a great guy.
go back and forth, and they
That's kinda
accept
wrong.
both.
Stop. What's that wonderful sound?
Those are the harmonizing heights. Legend says that
Ah! That was different, but cool. Wow, everything's singing.
Awesome! I love this!
Okay,
is she okay?
she will be.
This is absolutely the best place ever. You are so lucky.
And you get to swim in the ocean! You have 2 great places to live! How do you make up your mind which one to stay in?
You don't. You go back and forth.
That's the problem.
Did you say problem?
You have a problem?
Yes!
Oh, it's always funny to see the confusion on people's faces when they're like, "Yay, problem to solve!"
We discovered our mission.
I don't think that's quite your mission. Like, it seems more like there's a problem between, like, the two
Sorry.
groups, and you have to try and get them to reconcile.
Like I said, Mount Eris is one great place to live. That's why Silverstream and my dad and some of my cousins came back here. But Sequestria is another great place to live. That's where my mom is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, I see that some applicability coming in here.
No wonder
Even
you
though
had such a hard time deciding.
I mean, I don't think you should have to decide,
Every other
but
Griff my age already knows where
crap.
they belong.
So, sorry about the interruption. Hopefully some people can stay quiet for a while. I'm going to try and record the rest of this. I'm probably going to have to censor myself a little bit. I'm very frustrated right now. I'm annoyed at real life issues. But we're not here for real life issues. We are here to watch colorful talking ponies who are adorable. So let's just back up a little bit here. We'll go to 950, and we will restart this playing in 3, 2, 1,
You're having such
play.
a hard time deciding.
And I have to choose soon. Every other
Okay.
Griff my age already knows where they belong. I'm still
Okay. Okay, I see the connection here to a cutie mark. At the same time, though, I don't think it's about, like, choosing. It's like he's supposed to be allowed to go to both, probably, right?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? Mount Eris is the best of all possible worlds. Pro, it's beautiful. Con, too far from Equestria. I think that pretty much sums it up.
But you haven't been to see
Exactly, sweetie. Yeah.
compare them.
Terramar's right, sweetie bear. Give me more fair.
I didn't even hear what his name was. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Hey, every pony! This festival is fantastic! Look what I won at the ring toss booth!
Okay.
Really here on business. Skybeak's already signed the form. Now I just need your mom's signature. Is she around?
She's underwater.
She's a sea pony in Sequestria. That's what Silverstream meant by houses.
Okay.
If you'd like to meet my mom, we're just heading down there now.
And houses.
Their faces are a little bit more like football-shaped than ponies are. Gather hands? Oh, okay. Cool.
Whoa.
It's gotta be freaky. Also, it's definitely a faster transformation than in the movie. Oh my god! It really is!
Terramar?
Come on.
So happy for Scoots. So happy for Scoots right now. That's awesome. Also, why did they go all the way down to the ocean to do that? Why didn't they go through the other way? Little baby ones are still so adorable. I like that we're getting like more colored ones, unlike in the movie. Like in the movie, they were all like 2 different colors.
Terramar, welcome home, baby. No excuses. This time you're staying for dinner.
Scootaloo, Sweetie Belle, Apple Bloom. This is my mom, Ocean. And this is...
Princess Twilight Sparkle, what an honor. You know, Silverstream just raves about you.
Well, she's one of our most hard-working students.
I like the fact that their manes are waving in the.
So smart. Would you like to see their baby pictures?
Sounds adorable. I'd love to. And, you know, to find out about aquatic pony early development and... research.
Of course.
Oh, well, maybe your friends would like a snack while we're gone? Some kelp chips? Fish oil tea?
No thanks.
Ew.
I'm gonna go show them around.
Whatever.
Look out!
Like.
Not much sunlight down here, is there?
Wow.
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay, I think I see where this is going. Like, Sweetie Belle loves the surface.
Grass to run in and no hooves to run on it with. And excuse me, but how do you keep from getting all pruny?
And Scoots loves it. Sweetie Belle doesn't, but Scoots does. Oh my god. And Apple Bloom's gonna be like the voice of reason here in the middle, saying, why can't you do both?
Why don't we find Twilight Sparkle, finish the chart, and head back up the mountain? I have some serious field twirling to do.
Oh my god.
Where's she going? I want to stay and swim some more.
And of course, poor Scoots. It really is just as close as you can get to being flying without actually flying.
Princess Twilight, you're back! And just in time for the screeching competition.
There's a...
Why not?
Ugh.
Be another trophy in my future. Be back soon.
Oh my god, Twilight. Apparently she likes the surface better too.
Let's add some positives to the sequestria side. Swimming is like flying, multicolored fish, and did I mention the flying thing?
Oh my god.
You forgot the cons. Dark, wet, sea monsters.
I don't remember any sea monsters. Applebloom, looks like it's up to you. Me? Well, both places have a lot of good things about them.
Yeah.
I can understand why it's hard for you to decide.
The song.
Your heart is in 2 places.
Oh, the song.
You only live in one. You're torn between the hilltops and the tide. Thank goodness that the cutie mark crusaders have begun.
Then again,
To give
like,
you hope and
not making a choice, like trying to choose both. I mean, like, overstretching yourself is never a good thing, so they could go that route too.
and serene.
I don't know. Like, there's no...
Leaves are a mountain terrace.
This is kind of like a
23
issue you could look really deep into and say, like, there's no good, perfect options.
where to there is unfair and just plain wrong. Cold turn mare or you wear feathers, fins or hair.
Aw.
This is where you belong. Well, on the other hook, I can think of a place that's way more exciting and cool. Not to mention more you. Come on, you know exactly where I mean. Sequestria the most. You're supposed to be there underneath the sea where you can feel at home. Swimming with your friends, you can spend all day here. Playing in the bay here, splashing in the foam. Sailing through the waves.
Porpoises, not dolphins. Nice.
Live it up here in Sequestria. Nothing compares to harmonizing heights. The eagles are regal, but the skulls are cooler. Their claws are so awesome with their sweet maneuvers.
This is a weird song, but I like it.
Eolite better, wetter, shinier, brinier. Sequestria, harmonizing heights. Sequestria, harmonizing heights. That's it. This is the end. Don't ever talk to me again.
Okay, that happened quick.
Terramar, where are you going?
If you all can't even agree amongst yourselves, how am I supposed to make up my mind? It's hopeless.
Oh, wow. Obviously, this is not going to last. I mean, it's not even their issue.
Bill said to tell you it's your fault that Terramar ran off. Well, you tell Sweetie Belle that if it weren't for her, our mission would have been over by
Oh my god.
now, and a success.
This is like... it reminds me of, makes me think of Harry Potter when, Ron and Harry weren't talking. And Hermione's just like, I ain't gonna be your go-between.
Both worlds.
And they're...
Wait, I already told you that, didn't I? What's going on? Where's Terramar?
Is his name Terramar? That sounds weird.
Kind of left. He wanted to be by himself.
Which was not my fault. Mine either.
And Evelyn was just like, shut up, both of you. Yeah, you tell her.
Lives our fault. All we had to do was help him choose which world to live. And we let him
Wow.
down. Whoever said that he had to choose?
Exactly.
He did. Maybe Terramar is making it harder than it has to be.
Not really, like, his parents are kind of pressuring him on both sides here.
Seashell crafting service. Care to join us?
Actually, we're right in the middle of...
There you are. The flag holding ceremony is about to begin.
Thank you, really. I've had a great time in both places today, but... Wow, this must be how Terramar feels all the time.
Yeah, think.
Oh, hello, Skybeak.
Ocean flow. You're looking well.
So are they, like, amicably separated or not?
This gives me an idea.
Oh, your ideas, sweetie, don't tend to work out that well. Where is he?
I thought for sure he came this way. He did.
And I'm
Uh,
too. That way I
Come
can
on.
be on land or in the water.
We're sorry.
You gonna live in the trees for the rest of your life? I mean, not a bad idea.
It's all our fault.
Oh, great. You're sorry, and I'm still confused. I'm staying in the tree.
Wow.
We might have something worth coming down for.
Oh. They're not doing it anymore, are they?
Creature together for a picnic on the beach. And we mean every creature.
Nice. Just, yeah. Switch back and forth, and wow.
Son, there you are. Your friends told us how you've been feeling.
And we're sorry if we ever made you think you had to choose between worlds. That wasn't our intention, honey.
Yeah, this is very...
To be proud of, certainly.
But you're more than just where you're from or who you live with. We love you because you're you. No matter where you choose to be.
You don't have to decide. You can keep doing what you've been doing. Going back and forth.
And enjoying both places.
Yep. Wow. Kind of almost an abuse of power, but...
Something we forgot to add that both places have. Family and friends who love you.
Aww.
Thanks for everything. Hey,
Hmm.
are you glowing?
Yep. solved the problem. I have to wonder what that means about him. Like, Silverstream's brother. There's got to be something bigger going on here. Right? There always is with the map episode. Well, maybe not. I mean, there has to be an ambassador someday, right? Nice little freeze frame there. Okay, let's see if I'm gonna not bother listening to all of the credits. Let's see if I can't find a... Right, name. Oh, it is Terramar. That's weird. That is a weird name. Okay. Brian Dobson, that sounds familiar. What else was he in? Oh, Scootaloo had a different singing voice. Has she always had a different singing voice? I don't know. That doesn't seem like quite right. Okay, whatever. But yes, there is obviously a huge bit of applicability in this episode for kids who have divorced parents. Obviously, when that happens, your parents are going to be living in two separate places, and you're going to feel like you have to choose which one you want. And you don't really have to. Like, there's visitation stuff in place. Of course, that's implying that there's some bit of amicability in the separation, that both sides are willing to compromise a little bit, which obviously is not always the case. I kind of speak from experience on that. My mom and dad separated when I was, I don't know, less than 10, I want to say, definitely. But they got divorced a couple years after that, and living on their own ever since, as far as I know. I mean, I haven't seen my dad in a few years, mostly by my choice, but it wasn't like there was a pressure or anything like that. It was just like I kind of got fed up with what he was doing, how he was acting. I didn't like it, and we parted, and it wasn't necessarily the most amicable of partings. The last time I saw him, he was very, what's the word? Spiteful, I guess, kind of, is a good way to put it. Yeah, he wasn't happy. Which is kind of unfortunate. I mean, everybody deserves to be happy, provided their happiness is not, like, found by killing people or something. But, like, no, I mean, it's a little upsetting to think about. But, I don't know. Suffice to say, though, that, like, the parting with him and my mom wasn't entirely amicable, and I mean, throughout it all, he did come off looking worse, but like it wasn't a good time overall for anybody. And my situation was probably one of the better ones overall. I mean, it could have been so much worse, like if there's abuse or anything going on, like actual like fights and stuff that's like not just like an occasional thing, but like a constant sort of thing. There are always situations where it could be worse. But I'm sure there's like a lot of situations where it could be better too, where it's just like they decide that this relationship isn't working out, so they separate and kid just goes back and forth, kind of like what happened here. But on the other hand, the other thing that I was getting from this episode, because it's a CMC episode, the CMCs, like cutie marks, all that, it's about growing up, it's about choosing where your life is going to go, what direction, and like when you have that, saying that you can choose both, it doesn't really work like that. I mean, obviously this episode is much more specifically focused in on like where is he gonna live, and like they gotta choose that. And honestly, I do think that Twilight kind of solved that problem more than anyone else did, but I suppose like the CMCs needed to be there because they're the ones who could have gotten him to open up, and also because Twilight was getting so distracted by Mount Eris's multitude of fun things to do. But no, it doesn't really feel like the CMCs solved the problem, which is kind of a problem that map episodes have been having more and more of. But whatever. Let's just let's just ignore that for this time being. But yes, like, while the problem was much more specifically focused in on that, I think if you take a step back and look at just the idea of having to choose between two big parts of your life and then being told that, oh, you can do both, if you look at it from that and look at it from a real world point of view, obviously there are a lot of people who are just going to just say, no, you can't do that. Like in life, it can be hard, like, to... Okay, personally here. I have a job that I go to 5 days a week. I earn I earn barely enough cash, I suppose, to contribute. But, like, if I went to work any more than I do currently, if I did more, I wouldn't have really all that much time to devote to anything else, the things that I like to do outside of work, like make these videos or write my fan fictions or anything like that. And I understand that there are people out there who have hobbies but who have like 6 hour or 6 day a week, 8 hour a day jobs that they just go to every day, bang out their work, and then come home and do their hobby. Like, I don't know. My own situation isn't that complicated, but it's not something I really want to go into too much. But suffice to say, like, finding a balance between your work and the things that you enjoy outside of work, whether it's a hobby or a passion. Like, I would say that, like, making these videos and writing fanfiction stuff, like, I am way more passionate about that than I am about my work. And when it comes right down to it, I've thought to myself multiple times, if it came down to whether or not I could keep doing these things that I do online, that I love to do, versus keep my job, I'd choose the other stuff first. I'd find a different job that allowed me to keep doing what I do. Which maybe isn't the best attitude to have, but it's like, you do have to make that choice. Like, what is important and all that. And so saying that you can just do both, it's kind of naive, because like there's always going to be a choice to make. And sometimes all the choices are bad, yes, but there's still choices. And just you have to choose. And I'm not saying that, like, in this episode Terramar should have chose one or the other. Like, obviously it's a slightly different context, a more specific context here, where it's like, yes, you can do both. You can spend time with one parent and you can spend time with the other parent. You can spend time with both parents, sort of. Like, we don't exactly know what the situation is between his parents, like why is one underwater, why one is up top. I thought it was going to be more of like a culture clash where like both the tribes were like really upset at each other, like, oh, you chose to go back up to the surface, you're not true whatever we are, and oh, you chose to stay underwater, you're not true hippogriffs, you know, that kind of thing. But it's like they didn't, like, that could have been a cool concept right there, but they didn't go with that route, which I'm kind of glad for, because like that's like a race thing, and we didn't really need to go there. We've gone there often enough, I think. But whatever. And then instead, though, you got this much more sensitive topic that they really can't elaborate on any more than that. Like, it feels like if Terramar's parents are separated, they're very amicable about it, but almost too much, I think, if they are separated. So it could be more viewed as like they have to live separately because of their jobs or something like that. You know, there's whatever. You can come up with whatever explanation you want, but it doesn't change the fact of where they are, and the fact that, yeah, because of the magic of this world, it's very easy for him to go back and forth between the two and visit with both. It works. So yeah, I feel like there's some applicability to the episode itself. It kind of gets muddied a little bit when you take a step back and look at it from a real world point of view, but I mean, that's how it always goes with this. As for the episode itself, it was pretty interesting. I feel like I will need to rewatch it a couple more times to like actually appreciate everything about it. I still don't think it's going to top last week's, though. Last week's episode was freaking amazing. The song this week was pretty good. The split between Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle just didn't really matter all that much in the end. Didn't amount to much more than just prolonging the discussion. It felt like a very low stakes episode, but because it's a map episode, it kind of has to have a larger impact than what we are seeing. If we go back over some past map episodes, obviously the very first one with Starlight, huge impact there, changed the course of the show, changed everything, because if it weren't for Starlight, Changelings would never have become good, Chrysalis would never have been stopped, World would have been lost, kind of. So yeah, that's a thing. But then after that, we started having other friendship problems, other map episodes, and we had, what did we have? We had Twilight and Fluttershy going to the mountains there. That one hasn't really come back up that much, but you're changing two entire families, ways they're getting along, and they build this nature sanctuary. Obviously that's going to have an impact for generations to come, and of course you've got new friends and they can come back and help you, as we saw in season 7 episode 5 with Fluttershy leans in there, the Sweet Feathers Sanctuary, Big Daddy McColt came in and helped build it. That was a good thing. We had Rarity and Applejack go to Manhattan, and obviously that changed an entire neighborhood right there. Basically brought friendship all the way back to that neighborhood in its entirety. That was great. Launched Coco Pamel up into the stratosphere with her career a little bit, I think. Or maybe she would have done that on her own. It doesn't really matter. But then we also had we would have had Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie going to Griffinstone, which we have yet to see the effects of that beyond Gabby. But at the same time, I mean, with Gabby, obviously that's just upping everything. When we do go back to Griffinstone, hopefully this season, but when we do eventually go back to Griffinstone, things should be different. Grandpa Gruff obviously himself hasn't changed all that much. He's still kind of a jerk, but he's an older Griffin, so hopefully with younger Griffins, Gallus doesn't seem like as much of a jerk. Obviously he still has that whole I thought you'd be cooler thing with Rainbow Dash there, but he's a much less of a jerk than Gilda was when we first saw her. So yeah, obviously some good has come from ponies talking to Griffins. And that's just season 5. If we go on to season 6 and season 6 map episodes, Spice Up Your Life, that changed Canterlot's entire food scene, and that and surest way to people's hearts is through their stomachs. So yeah, that's big deal right there. And then trying to think of what the next one was. We had the Flim Flam one there. I mean, that one came up just last episode with Flim Flam owning the biggest resort in Las Pegasus, and that's a whole deal. So not bad there. And then the last one of season 6 was Sky Stinger and Vapor Trail joining the Wonderbolts, basically, or at least passing their exams or whatever, so that they could eventually become Wonderbolts. And I mean, we're just getting a whole new team of Wonderbolts, basically. So, eventually that they'll become important somehow to Equestria. Maybe not in terms of the story, but they'll be important in Equestria, which is a thing. I mean, who knows who's going to be inspired by Sky Stinger and Vapor Trail when they see them performing as Wonderbolts. I mean, next Rainbow Dash could be out there watching. So there is that. And then in season 7, we kind of had this thing where the map started branching out, and we had obviously a big one where Starlight went to solve a problem with the princesses. That's certainly a big deal. And then Triple Threat with Spike and preventing kind of a war sort of thing, which, I mean, like, obviously he caused part of the problem, but like, it's not hard to imagine that if they had just met up without being able to mutually be mad at Spike, they might not have bonded quite like they did. So Ember and the Rex could have caused some problems there. There was another one in season 7. What was it? I don't quite remember. Luckily, I can just queue up the episode list, and we can look through here, and we can see that the other map problem occurred where? Like, wait, what? I thought there was another one. Was there only the 2? There shouldn't have been only the 2. There was a royal problem and triple threat, and then I'm looking through the rest of them, and I don't remember there being another one. I mean, the map called them all in the finale, but like, So, are we finally winding down the map episodes? 2 last season, only 1 this season? I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, because as a lot of people point out, it's kind of losing its uniqueness as a plot device when they use it so often. Also, they mostly follow the same formula, so like, nothing that happened in this episode was totally unpredictable, but I don't know, it's kind of upsetting right there. But overall, this episode was interesting. The applicability, of course, was nice. The song was interesting, not the greatest, but decent one. And I completely forgot what I was even talking about with all those map episodes. Like, I was trying to make the point of, we don't know what's going to happen in the future, that like, this could come back in some way with Terramar. Like, I mentioned, like, obviously we're going to need ambassadors between Equestria and the hippogriffs/sea ponies, and like, him being able to go between both of the sides of Mount Eris and Sequestria there, and then also being able to talk to the ponies like that seems like it would be a big deal. I really wish, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I really wish that they could get some, like, what's the word, like impersonators or like impressionists to come on and do the voices for the movie characters. Like, I can understand it's hard to get back the voice actresses that we had. Maybe not Queen Novo's, at least not for a guest appearance, because like, she was on Steven Universe, so obviously she does some TV stuff, but I can understand like, it might be hard with scheduling and whatnot. So maybe getting, like, in Transformers Prime, like, they had Cliffjumper be voiced by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for the very first episode, and then never again. But Cliffjumper did appear in a flashback episode, and he was voiced. They just had an impressionist come in and do an impression of The Rock for the voice of Cliffjumper, and it worked. Like, you could tell that it wasn't actually Dwayne, but it was very, very close, and you actually had to be paying attention and looking for it. So I feel like if they could do something like that and have characters from the movies show up, like Tempest Shadow or Skystar or even Capper, and like, just make sure you obviously hire somebody who's doing a spot-on impression, so that way not to raise any unfortunate implications of like, oh, all people sound alike or something. You know where I'm going with that. Unfortunate implications and all that. But you also get the point, like, in hiring some impressionists, bringing in these characters that we know from the movie and exploring them a little bit more. It would just be quite amazing, I feel like. And I'm sure a lot of people would enjoy that. I mean, including me. But yeah, so this episode itself, though, it's pretty good. I think I'd rank it above the Maud couple, maybe. I'm not really sure. Like, obviously the last episode is my favorite one so far this season. The one before that was pretty good, I want to say. Oh yeah, that was the Fluttershy one. Yes, I kind of forgot what the episode was about. But I remembered now, sort of. Whatever. But yeah, I'm not sure if this one was as good as episode 4. I think it was better than episode 3. I'm really not sure. I'll have to watch it a few more times, pay closer attention to things that the characters were saying, that sort of stuff. But I'm happy to at least have been able to check off one thing from my bingo sheet here. We definitely got a CMC map episode this season. I'm trying to, like, what else do we have here? Anything else I can cross off on this one? Doesn't quite look like it. No. I didn't have anything on here specifically about any of the stuff from the movie when I made it, because I was kind of the camp where it's like, oh, we can't use the movie stuff because, like, we can't expect people to have gone and watched the movie before watching this season. Like, it's not realistic to assume that everybody who watches this season is going to have watched the movie. But then they just went ahead and included the movie stuff, so it's kind of like, oh, well, oops. But yeah, it's good to at least finally be able to definitively say I can cross something off. So that was this week's episode, and I enjoyed talking about it. I think I enjoyed the episode itself. I didn't enjoy getting interrupted, but whatever. So yeah, see you all next week. Till then, bye-bye.